Hey guys, Quigon Quasar here, back again with another Mass Effect Andromeda video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you another really cool character build that I came up with. I think it's one of the, if not the, most effective of the character builds that I have ever come up with, and probably one of the most effective on YouTube, if I may say so myself. Now this is going to be an ultra high damage pistol loadout. Like, as you can see, I've got two pistols here. I'm using a Turian character. I'll go into detail with the weapons in a second, but I'm going to cover the character first. The character that I am using is the Turian soldier. This guy's got fortified turbocharged frag grenade. He's got really good health rating and a really good shield rating, especially the health. The health is the strong point. I'm going to go into the skills settings here, or the skills screen here. He's got a combat fitness and munitions training. Combat fitness is just combat training, basically, like gunfighting, melee damage, stuff like that. Munitions training is sort of like weapon damage, power damage, as you can see there, 8% weapon damage, stuff like that, sort of passive sort of upgrade for your weapons and your powers. Now, what you should do with this character build is level those up as high as you can. As you can see, I'm only level 6, so I haven't got them all the way up, but sort of thinking ahead and thinking about how you should level it up once you're, level 18, level 19, level 20. Definitely go for the passive ones first. Try and get them leveled up to at least rank 4 or rank 5, especially combat fitness, because that means that you're going to be able to look rank 4 health and shields. It's going to make you much tougher in battle. Very important, because this character is quite slow. This is going to be kind of like a brutish sort of tough, in-your-face character, if you get what I mean. And now the munitions training isn't as important. I mean, rank 6 of munitions training is pretty damn cool. 20% weapon headshot weak point bonus, 25% extra weapon accuracy, and 25% extra weapon stability. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, but it's really not needed. We're using pistols in this, so it's really not needed. So sort of stray away from munitions training, rank it up to about I'd say rank 4 up to where it says the last weapon damage upgrade, and then leave it. I don't think you need it at that point. Get up to rank 4, level up combat fitness all the way. Now with frag grenade, fortify and turbocharge, the two more important ones here are fortify and turbocharge. Focus on that completely. Don't really focus on frag grenade that much. They're not that useful. They're just about straight up damaging enemies, but you got your weapons to do that in this loadout. And as I said before, ultra high damage pistols, the ones I'm using, so you just ignore frag grenade. Upgrade fortify and turbocharge as much as you can. So focus on turbocharge first and then go into fortify once you have enough skill points. Now I'm going to show you the guns. We're using the Talon, which is a shotgun pistol, and we're using the Carnifex. I'm going to show you the stats of these two weapons. Now the Talon right here, 633 damage, not great rate of fire, amazing damage though. It's basically a shotgun but in the form of a pistol, so it's very light for a pistol. I'm using the pistol barrel with it, which is a weapon mod that gives you 9% extra pistol damage. I'm going to be doing the same for the Carnifex, using the same mod, which gives 9% extra pistol damage. Now I'll show you let me show you the stats of the Carnifex. The Carnifex is another super high. 303 might not seem that high, but believe me, considering it's got 8 rounds per clip, or actually no, 6 rounds per clip, 303 damage is pretty damn good. And this gun, I've already done a video that will come out around the same time as this video about the Carnifex and how good it is post patch, after this newest update, this newest patch, the patch 1.06, really made this into a god weapon. It is so freaking awesome, as you'll soon see in the match that will follow soon. And because they're both pistols, neither of them are super heavy or super big or cumbersome, they're not actually going to affect your power recharge speed at all. As you can see, power recharge speed is at a full 100%. It's not affected at all, which is awesome. That's one of the main perks of a pistol-based loadout, I guess. Now, the equipment that I'm going to use is the combative upgrades. This increases damage dealt by assault rifles and pistols by 10%, or you could use gorilla upgrade, which increases damage dealt by sniper rifles and pistols by 10%. Anything that just incorporates extra damage for pistols, that's great. If you can get one that's more than 10%, I don't think there is one, but if there is one available that gives you more than 10% extra damage for pistols, obviously go for that. That's a no-brainer. Now, with the boosters, I'm going to be going with Disruptor Ammo simply because that's the only ammo boost that I had available. Why not use it? It's always going to help. And the Targeting VI, which increases, I believe, increases damage to weak points by 15%. That's going to help, but that's not necessary. Believe me, I've had about 4 matches with this loadout using absolutely no boosters whatsoever, and it worked really well. Believe me, you do not need boosters at all. I just thought I'd sort of leave that out there as a bit of a disclaimer that I am using boosters, but believe me, it's very effective. It's ultra effective. Anyway, I think I've talked for long enough now. I'm going to show you some of the gameplay, so I'll be back with you guys in a second. Alright guys, so I've jumped into a multiplayer match right now. We are playing bronze simply because this character is only level 6. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going on silver or gold, but believe me, this loadout would work so well with silver and gold. I have tried it with another character. It's just this character isn't leveled up to do that, that difficulty. But just check this out. Look at this. First off, let's check out the Talon, the shotgun pistol. Check out the freaking damage on this baby. It like one-shots so many different enemies. Like any grunt type enemies, it'll one-shot them if you're close enough. So freaking awesome. Now, first off, obviously activate your fortification. Fortification, basically what this power does that this guy's got is it makes you tougher. Basically, it's the Turian soldier's like main ability, I guess, and like main outstanding ability. It'll make you tougher. It'll increase your damage resistance and just make it so that you can take a whole lot more damage. On the downside, though, it does sort of balance it out by making you slower, react slower. Well, not really react slower, you just can't sprint as fast. You can't really sprint at all, you're sort of like bodding around. But apart from that, it's very, very helpful, very necessary, and very useful. Now, other than that, you've got the turbocharge ability of this character. Now, that's another really important thing, because what that does is increase the fire rate of whatever weapon you're using. And with these guns, with these two pistols, a higher fire rate is very useful. A higher fire rate really is useful because these guns do not specialize in fire rate or in an actual high fire rate. So increasing the fire rate is pretty damn useful. As you can see, they're not the fastest firing things at all, or fastest firing weapons out there. Now, I'm going to switch to the Carnifex right now. I've switched over to the Carnifex. I'm just going to get the hell out of it. That guy's about to kill me. This thing is like a Desert Eagle. Like I said, I've done a video on this already. It'll come out about the same time as this video. It's more sort of in-depth in this, more of an in-depth breakdown of this weapon. But just for this video, I'll give you a bit of a breakdown. This weapon is kind of like a Desert Eagle of Mass Effect Andromeda. Very good at long range, very decent when it comes to, like damage per shot. As you can see, the damage is freaking amazing with this thing. What you're gonna want to do with this weapon is when there's enemies at any range that isn't point blank close range, switch over to the Carnifex. That's gonna tear enemies up at long range. As you can see here, you could roll with a scope on it. I did have a scope mod available, but the thing is, it makes it quite hard to aim. With a scope, it's quite hard to aim with this gun because it's got such a powerful recoil. Because like I said, it is like a Desert Eagle. It's super powerful. It's got like some insane weapon kick. As you just saw there, like check this out. Look at the weapon kick on that. Think about that, but using a scope, it makes using a scope pretty damn freaking difficult. But that's why I'm not using a scope. But as you can see, it is really freaking awesome at long range. Any map that's sort of got any long range engagement. This map is obviously very open, very sort of exposed. A lot of long range angles at this, so you will find yourself getting attacked by sharpshooters and snipers. Like the Destined if you're playing against the Ket, or Observers if you're playing against Remnant. You'll sort of find yourself getting cut down or shot down by those guys quite often. So this weapon is very necessary, especially on open maps like this. When enemies come up like point blank range, attack you at really close melee range, especially sort of the dogs, the adhies or adhies, whatever you call them, space dogs, I like to call them, or wraiths. If you're playing against the Ket, the invisible dogs, invisidogs, the ghost dogs. They will come up and attack you constantly at point blank range because they don't have weapons. They don't have like weapons stuck to their forehead, so they're just going to attack you at melee range. Pull out your shotgun. Look, oh my god, it freaking annihilates them because they're so weak. They haven't got really any armor apart from like natural armor plating. It's very effective against those guys. Obviously, if there's a lot of enemies around you, activate the turbocharge ability on the left and right bumper, which is basically just going to increase your fire rate and increase your mag size by. With this gun, it only increases the mag size by 1. But every little helps. It does. Every bullet counts, especially with a gun like this because it's got such high damage. This is the gun that you're gonna want to switch to when something tough, like say a Hydra mech or a Fiend comes up close and personal, or even in your vicinity. If it comes close enough to use this gun, use it basically. Like use the gun because this is gonna do more damage than the Carnifex. Quite a bit more damage than the Carnifex. The Carnifex is what you're gonna want to rely on for sort of long range engagements like right now. I can't hit them with a freaking shotgun. Come on, I could not hit them with a shotgun. It would the pellet spread would just be too severe. So I'm using the Carnifex at this range. The turbocharge ability also works very well with this character as well. Not with this character, with this gun as well, because the gun's got such a powerful kick with each shot. It's not got the the greatest of fire rates. So having turbocharge makes it that bit more better and a little bit more effective in combat, a little bit more effective in battle. Basically have your fortification enabled all the time, unless you need to, you know, if there's a ton of enemies around you, like especially tougher enemies like boss type enemies like fiends or hydramechs, they're about to take you out. You know, they can execute with one hit if they get close enough to you, or if you're just being, you know, like freaking clustered around by or bogged down by like addies, even these things, even, you know, if there's a ton of those around you, they're taking down your shields, taking down your health, and you need to make a run for it. Deactivate fortification, which is just the same button to activate it on the left bumper if you're on Xbox One, or L1 if you're on PS4. Deactivate it, and then you'll resume your normal running speed. You'll be able to get out there, make it like a swift getaway out of there, escape there, or if you know you need to run for the evac, which is obviously here on this map. You're about to like evac out of the match. You're about to finish the match on like wave 7 at the end of the match. Then and you need to, you know, you're on the opposite side of the map. You need to run all the way down here, then deactivate fortification. It's very useful at times, but it does slow you down a lot. It's very sort of tempered. It's very balanced. It's not like a god power. It's very much sort of balanced out with it, you know, a much slower speed, as you just saw there. It can also be a problem sometimes with, you know, trying to escape gunfire, or if you're in a wide open zone, you can get shot down like I just did, like so, like I just proved very clearly right there. The only advice I'd offer in that aspect and in that sort of perspective would be to sort of stick to the buildings a little bit, because this guy's going to be very slow with fortification. Play to your strengths, stick to the buildings, or stick around cover. Always keep an eye on your flank as well. Don't leave yourself open and exposed. Like I did before, you know, obviously standing down here, this would be an awful spot because there's so many angles and areas that you could get shot from. Very bad spot to stand, especially, you know, you're just too slow to run. You're slower than a freaking Krogan when you've got this ability activated. That's how freaking slow you are. So you don't want to stand in open areas, or, you know, places where you can't make a swift and speedy getaway to, you know, to like a hideout or to some cover. So bear that in mind. Other than that, this character is freaking amazing. This loadout, or this, whatever you want to call this character build, very effective at really anything. It can handle anything. Any type of enemy. It's pretty damn good at taking out shields, because you know, if there's like a shielded enemy, you're playing on silver, you're playing on gold. Obviously, these guns not sort of the go-to weapons to take down shields. However, if you get close enough with this, with the Talon shotgun pistol hybrid, it won't matter how good the fire rate is. It will just burn straight through those goddamn shields. It's got a good enough. It's got like 600, 700 damage. Its damage is way too high to not do, you know, like super damage, even to shields. It will tear through shields like crazy. Just get close enough to use it. If you see like a bunch of shielded enemies, don't stand at distance, you know, picking them off with the card effects. Get up close and personal. Blast their faces off with the Talon. It will work. Trust me, even on silver and gold, it will be very effective. And on this map, this is kind of like the bane of this character, I guess, because fortification, this map leaves you sort of very open. There's a lot of open areas, and, you know, areas that you can get sniped a lot. Apart from this map, there isn't a lot of maps that really do that. A lot of the other maps, I think all of the other maps are quite clustered and, you know, a little bit more claustrophobic and a little bit more closed in. Just bear it in mind if you're going to play it with this loadout on this character and this character build on this map. That's something you've got to sort of bear in mind and remember. Don't get caught out in the open, because if you do, and especially if you're playing solo like I am right now, you're going to find it pretty damn difficult to survive unless you've got a revive pack that will you just get yourself back up. But as you can see, these freaking guns absolutely tear through people. This character is one of the best characters in the game, in my opinion. Once again, it's the Turian Soldier that I'm using. So freaking awesome, so epic, so fun to use. And I would really advise this character build. I cannot recommend it enough. It is so freaking good. Even when the bosses come, like the Fiends and the Hydras, this build will specialize against even them. It's really good, really effective. I am having a lot of fun with it at the moment. Anyway, that's going to do it for this short little video. I hope you guys find it helpful or enjoyable. If you did, please leave a like. It would really be appreciated from me. If you want to see any more of my content, definitely stick around and subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.